I know who you are. You're that Jonah Hex.
Congratulations.
Jonah Hex is the second animated DC Showcase short to be released. It appeared as an extra on 2010's DVD/Blu-ray re-release of Batman Under the Red Hood. Link in the description for my review. It starred Thomas Jane as Jonah Hex and Linda Hamilton as Madame Lorraine, a murderous brothel keeper. And it was written by the writer of one of my favourite movies, Joe R. Lansdale. As in the first DC Showcase animated short, Spectre. Link in the description for my review. The script's runtime of around 12 minutes creates a tight story that doesn't waste any scene to drive the narrative. It begins with a routine tooting, hard drinking, whore plugging outlaw named Red Doc, played by a Mary Poppins Joel, Michael Rooker, enters a saloon looking for some action.
My name is Red Doc, and I can whip any man in the house and ride any filly in the place.
He finds it when he's invited to Madame Lorraine's bedroom for a plugging session. However, he is brutally murdered by Madame Lorraine. And afterwards, her henchmen dispose of his corpse. The following day, Jonah Hex rides into town seeking Red Doc and enters the saloon. Not before knocking out a young and upcoming gunslinger who had engaged his mouth instead of his brain. Hex asks the bartender about Red Doc and shows him a wanted poster declaring a $5,000 bounty on his head. The bartender nervously claims not to have seen him.
Sure.
However, a bar girl informs Hex that she had seen him with Madame Lorraine and tells him that Madame Lorraine only offers her services to men with money, and afterwards they are never seen again. To draw the attention of Madame Lorraine, Hex buys everyone a drink, and he is soon invited to her room.
Hey, cowboy. How would you like to trade that drink for some real firewater upstairs?
As before, the henchmen lay in wait if needed, and Madame Lorraine invites her prey to sit on the bed so that she can deliver the fatal shot. However, Hex gets straight to the point.
I'm looking for a dead man named Red.
Which panics Madame Lorraine to draw down on Hex, who knocks her out.
You wouldn't hit a lady.
You ain't no lady.
The henchmen intervene. Hex shoots one and fights an axe-wielding brute, defeating him by bashing his face into a hot stove and then kicking him over a rail outside the room. The nervous bartender tries to shoot Hex. A nice piece of writing to explain why he misses such an easy shot and dies of lead poisoning. Hex turns over the bar to the patron.
Drinks are on the house.
And heads back into the bedroom to interrogate Madame Lorraine.
Only gonna ask this once. Where's Red?
Who recognises the same ruthless streak in Heck that runs through her. So she takes him to an abandoned mine and to a hole that leads to a caved-in lower shaft. They both descend, and the results of Madame Lorraine's murderous scheme are scattered about in various states of decomposition. Hex identifies the rotting corpse of Red Doc and secures his body. Seizing her chance, Madame Lorraine tries to kill Hex with a knife, which results in Hex knocking her out once more. Coming to, Madame Lorraine finds herself alone with the victims and pleads to Hex, standing at the top of the shaft, not to leave her all alone. Hex's reply is short and to the point.
You ain't alone, you got plenty of company. You know everybody there.
Terror begins to consume her as the light of the mining lamp begins to fade, forever trapping her amongst her victims. Unlike the awful 2010 Jonah Hex movie starring Josh Brolin, where Hex was given supernatural powers, the ability to raise the dead and force them to speak truthfully, this Hex only possesses amazing fighting and shooting abilities through years of training and inherent talent, which is a shame. The supernatural edge was the best part of that movie. It would have been such a cool scene watching Madame Lorraine's reaction as Red Doc cursed her out before being trapped amongst her other victims. Imagining their voices crying out and cursing her until finally joining them. That said, it's still excellent. Thomas Jane and Linda Hamilton aced their roles with little fuss. The pacing, storyboarding, and music all scream Western. I think a Jonah Hex movie is way past due. So come on, DC Animation, make it so. If you like the content, please subscribe. Hit the like button and notification bell for new content.
You hit me.
Hard as I could.